What's up, everybody? This is Trixx from MetaTrixx, and welcome back to yet another online Elite Smash match. And in case no one's told you yet today, buddy, you look good. And today we're going to be answering some questions from players who had commented on the community tab on YouTube. If you want to have a question in a video, be sure to be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment. I'm going to be asking for questions very, very frequently, so be sure to check it out and leave a question. So today's question is from Alex Damon. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but his question essentially was, so I'm not going to read the entire thing, but his question was, how do you play patient yet not campy? And I will say the first thing, and hopefully you guys are paying attention to the gameplay that's happening in the background here, the first thing when you're trying to play patiently but not campy, you have to assess, is the opponent that you're playing against actually a competent, good player? That's going to be number one. And number two is you have to ask yourself the question of who actually defines what is camping, because at low level play, you're going to get called lame or a scrub or a bitch or whatever you want, because whoever you're fighting against does not approve of how you're playing. However, at high level or top level play, sometimes all you can do is camp, and you cannot allow yourself to be swindled or finessed by your opponent or the crowd or anybody's opinion to say how you're playing is considered campy and not patient. Because if you win, people will say that you were camping, and if you lose, people will say that you should have been playing more patiently. Oh, not the footstool. You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it. So first things first, against this player Joe, this Marth player, I was assessing his skill, and I always do this at the beginning of every match because I don't know what his GSP is, but when I was first playing against this player, I thought he was actually pretty solid. He was playing very, very safely. I got a pretty crazy parry off the shield breaker there, but he's taking his time for the most part. We're keeping the game relatively close. I think he actually took first stock as well, but here we are. And when I'm fighting against this guy as Falco against a sword character, you have to play patiently. If you just jump in and do whatever you want, you're gonna get destroyed. He has the disjoint, he has the range, he has tippers in the case of Marth, and he has a very fast frame 5 up B out of shield. So if I just jump on him because I don't want to camp or I don't want to play patiently and pick and choose my options as to when I can actually get close and get a punish, I'm going to get destroyed. And as you can see right now, I'm actually losing. So what I'm looking for is for this Marth player to throw out something that is an obvious mistake. So in the case of Marth, it would be Dancing Blade, either the wrong direction or hitting my shield, or even a situation like that. Because even throwing out one Dancing Blade is around minus 30 or 32. So extremely laggy, and it gives me a huge opportunity to try and get in there and actually get some sort of a punish in the case of facing the right way, I will say. So that's going to be the main thing that I'm looking for as far as him throwing out bigger moves that have landing lag or end lag. The other option I'm going to be looking for as well too is he going for landing aerials, rising aerials, or is he landing an aerial on the ground like down air that is very, very laggy also. You hate to see that too, taking the jump right there with the laser. But the biggest thing is that unless he makes these mistakes, I'm really not going to just go in because I feel like it. I'm going to try and counterplay his mistakes or catch him in the air. If he's going for rising aerials, I might go for a dash attack to try and catch him, or a side B. Or if he's going for a landing aerial, then I'm going to go for a rising aerial and try and catch him like I did right there. I happened to miss my timing, but I caught his down tilt right after. I went for the rising fair when he went for his landing fair because I tried to catch him in the air. And I will say too, is if you're someone who's been following along with our little mini series of Elite Smash, if you're watching as a viewer, it might not really look like I'm camping at all, or that I'm even playing very patiently, but that's something I want to point out for sure, is it feels very, very different to be in the driver's seat and playing in the match versus watching. Of course, if you're fighting against a player, or if you're watching a player, I should say, like Steve, or a Sonic player, or maybe an Isabelle, it looks like they're camping heavily. Oh, you hate to see that. He got a little bit horny, I will say, and unfortunately fall into his death. We're going to pick up on what we were just talking about in a second, but I want you to see this guy's GSP, because he was actually a good player, but his GSP was actually quite low. But I could tell by his movement, his punishes, and even the fact that he was adapting pretty well in a lot of situations that he actually wasn't a bad player, or this actually isn't his main. So we continue to play against him regardless of the GSP, because I felt like the matches were actually pretty good. Well, anyways, as I was saying, as far as feeling like you're camping versus actually camping, very strong chance that if you're fighting someone and you feel like you're being patient, kind of like how I am right now, it's only a couple of seconds that I sat back and shot lasers. I really wasn't getting overly antsy or even worrying about this guy's feelings to say if I camp, he's going to have a bad time. And that's going to be another big part of it as well too. Don't worry about how your opponent feels. If you're an Elite Smash, absolutely don't care. You should just feel like you're trying to destroy this person at all costs or ruin their life. As far as Elite Smash goes, one of the things that a lot of players say is they're trying to pass the salt from one player to the next. So if you can piss this guy off, one and done, 3-0, whatever you want to call it, and then move on, then by all means. But even in a tournament setting, worry more so about being friends with whoever you're playing against before and after the match. During the match, if you got a camp to win, then camp to win. You didn't go to a tournament so you could go 0-2 or 1-2 and then hang out and play friendlies and basically do nothing because you tried to be nice. Take your time and try to win. So at this point right now, I've pretty well established that I am the better player. I'm getting parries, I'm up by a stock here, and I'm still playing relatively safe there. I'm not just going in and doing whatever I want. Mine is trying to go for the parry attempts right there. But the higher percents right here, if he happens to catch you with something slick, then by all means, sure. But as a sword character, if he gets a little bit antsy and starts swinging, see, he went for that shield breaker because he expected me to go for the parry. Tried to get a shield break right there, which is a good adaptation from him. But if he's getting a little bit antsy like that, bad follow-up on my part, I'm going to be honest, but if he gets a bit antsy, then I can get some extra damage. And at this point too, I feel like if I were to die right here, it wouldn't be great. But I don't want to play so safe, and this kind of plays into what we're talking about. I don't want to play so safe that I allow him to do whatever he wants, and when he finally does get a kill, I've done basically no damage. So I'm still applying pressure here, but I'm not going sicko mode, if I can say that. This, yeah, Marth can't kill. If that was Lucina, of course, as they always say. If that was Lucina, I'm dead. Right here, I'm just going to reset, try and get away from him as much as I possibly can. And right now, if you call this camping, then sure, I'm camping. It also didn't work because I got caught on the top flat. But as far as running away like that, it's totally fine to do. So I think the biggest thing, realistically, is not that any of you have the inability to camp. There could be some potential as far as bad positioning or bad option selection, but I think it's more so that the mentality behind what is camping and what is playing effectively has been kind of smeared, or it's a bit of a gray area for a lot of players because you feel like if you're not holding forward, you're automatically camping, which I don't believe to be the truth because at high level play, everybody does it. Shining Mark does it, Sonics does it, Spargo does it, Leo does it, everyone does it. Even someone like Cola, who is one of the most aggressive players in all of Smash Ultimate, still has times where he's not just holding forward and going crazy, even if he's a good enough player, even if his character has the tools to actually do it. He still takes his time, finds his positioning, and finds his options on all like this. Still living though. That's 2 footstools now. I was going to say, for Cola, he still takes his time. It doesn't matter what character you're playing. If you're playing a character like Roy or Captain Falcon or Sheik, I will say Sheik can be a little bit more campy and has the tools, but if they're known as a rushdown character, I guess Fox would be a better example. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go in and try and make something happen because your character is designed to do so. If you're losing and that's a little bit different story because you have to try and make a comeback, then that's different. But to just run in because you want to, like right now I should not be doing side B basically ever because actually I'm losing right now. I think I get a kill right here pretty soon. Bad side B by him. That should have been an up B on his part. Nair coming out. Do I get a footstool right here? No, I get the rising Nair. We're going to talk about this match to see basically now in the losing position. Good shield break by him. Almost got me right there. If he caught me with that shield break, that would have been game. I think right here, I'm not even sure if I actually win this game or not. If I win this game, it could be an absolute Christmas miracle. Dash attack. Do I get the cheese? No, I didn't get the drag down here. I do get this though right here. I do get the down air and take the game. Stole that one, I will say. So that's where I guess you could say I shifted from being campy or safe or whatever to taking an opportunity and say if I get this right here, then I'm going to just win. Because based on how things were going, there's a very strong chance that he could have just out-neutraled me or got a lucky or safe tilt, like up tilt or forward tilt, and I would just die. And so we did get the 2-0 on that guy, but here we are getting matched up with not a Marth, but potentially better Marth. Different player, and I was still feeling pretty hot after that last set, so we're going in aggressive. And right here, if you have the opportunity to take advantage of somebody who's not shielding or not air dodging, then by all means force, or not force, but push your combos, and you can overextend a little bit to try and test someone. Since this is a new player, once again, I'm going to play a little bit safe to the best of my ability, and try to test them as much as I can, and then see, okay, is this somebody crazy, who's crazily advanced, or do I have to respect them a lot? Oh my god, not like this. He's weird for that, and he's also dead. If you're gonna do something weird like that, then you gotta capitalize on that. You gotta be able to see that that's a huge mistake and not be worried about that. That was a bad IDJ on my part. I should have just gone for a double jump or normal double jump. This is death, I'm pretty sure. And unfortunately, right now, getting world starred, losing 2 stocks in under a minute. So right here, I've already been shown by this player, since basically the way the game is designed is that we're having a conversation with our controllers. If he doesn't know what to do, he's telling me, I don't know what to do. And based on the stocks, based on the options, based on the time, he's telling me that he's a not very good player, or he's a more less experienced player, if I can say that at the very least. So, kind of memeing on him. I'm not really sure how this game ends, as far as I'm sure I get the dub. If I throw this, and I'm possibly the worst player in the world, going for a parry, and yeah, another very charged shield breaker, shouldn't be going for that either. He's trying to cheese me because I'm just trying to meme on him a little bit. Good counter right there, gonna get the catch though. So I'm not gonna get the 3 stock, but I am in fact trolling. Sometimes you gotta do it, I will say. But hopefully I answered the question relatively well. I know it's a really broad question, but I guess the TLDR is that you want to try and get out of the mentality of thinking that you have to play a certain way, because if you don't, someone's gonna say something. Honestly, fuck everybody. Genuinely fuck everybody. But actually don't. As the Smash scene goes, don't actually fuck everybody, but mentally fuck what they think. If I can say that, don't cancel me. I mean, do whatever you want. But genuinely, just play the way the game is meant to be played. If you have to camp to win, or take your time to win, then by all means do that. It's not going to be the end of the world. And as you're watching this and watching how I'm playing, oh, not like this. Am I about to lose the game? Hold on, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I might lose the game right here. I'm literally kidding, guys. So just chill, relax. But like I'd mentioned, play the game the way it has to be played. Don't worry about how people think, as far as if you're playing lame. And as I was saying before, as we've been watching this, it might not have really felt like I've been camping to you. Right now, I'm up by a ton and I'm just kind of trolling, shooting at my lasers. If this was a real match, I would probably just go kill him at this point, just to get it over with. But we are exercising and practicing our laser movement by standing in place and blasting. Right here, gonna get the up air. Best DI in the world or worst up air in the world. One of the two. Let's see what happens here. We get a roll from ledge. It's a 360 no scope. There's the roll, but it actually sucked. Gonna get the fair at 200. Falco literally can't kill. Sheik fair would have killed. That's not true. Okay. Going for the grab. I think I just want to get like a parry down tilt or just something cheesy. Or maybe up tilt for the kill. Just kidding. At 200%. Still living. And just like that, that is going to be the game. And for anyone that doesn't know, I stream on Twitch at 12 a.m. or midnight Eastern time every single night. So if you want to come through and ask some questions live, then by all means come through and we'll have a conversation. But until next time, I'll see you guys.